And there it is, Coach Ken Carter from Texas, the big state of Texas. Good evening, everyone, and welcome inside Scotiabank Center for Halifax Hurricane basketball. Tonight, the Canes are looking to bounce back after dropping their third game of the season versus the Cape Breton Highlanders. Thanks, fans, for joining us. I'm Vince Williams, and my broadcast partner, Matt Elliott, will join me momentarily. Mike Leslie's Canes look to get it back on their winning ways this evening when they take on the 3-10 Moncton Miracles. What may look like an easy victory for the Canes based on the team's head-to-head matchup and the Miracles' overall record. However, don't tell them. So the Canes will look forward to start another winning streak and avoid losing two straight for the first time of the season.
Yeah, big time, and it's important that they get this win going into a 3-game road stand too.
So we're off. The opening tap controlled by the Miracles. The Miracles starting at the point guard position, number 7, Malik Story. Shooting guard, number 13, Melvin Johnsons. Small forward, number 55, Russell Bird. And a turnover early in their first possession. The power forward, number 34, Jamal Gatili. And the center, number 33, Tim Mitchell. And for your Hurricanes, at point guard, number 12, Cliff Clintscales. At the shooting guard, number 14, Antoine Mason. Good pass by Mason, and Billy White gets it off to a good start in their first possession.
Great pass by Watson.
Small forward, number 1, Tyrone Watson, and the affirmation, number 23, Billy White is the power forward, and rounding out the lineup, the center, and a traveling call on Mitchell, number 20, CJ Washington. And tonight's officials, Brett Stocker, Alonzo Wright, and the crew chief, Ryan Lutz. So the Canes looking to bounce back after a 91-88 loss last evening to the Cape Breton Highlanders. Off to a good start in their first possession as Billy White gets it going offensively. Watson now, nice slash and finish there, Matt.
It'll be interesting to see how the new starting lineup pans out. For the last few games, they've had the same starting lineup. However, they took Mike Poole out, replaced him with Mason as a starter. So interesting to see what he can contribute not coming off the bench.
Shot from beyond the arc's no good there by Johnson. White, contact. And White will go to the line to shoot two. So Antoine Mason making his first start here at Scotiabank Center in front of the Hurricane faithful. Mason averaging 15 points on the season. Has been very good in the reserve role thus far all season long, making a start on an unusual role.
Yeah, he's been excellent coming off the bench for them, especially when he comes in with his normal platoon mate there, Taquan Zimmerman. But Mike Poole's been, his shot's been a little bit cold as of late, so I think Coach Leslie may be trying to shake things up in here. But still, to have a guy like Mike Poole coming off your bench, you're not doing too bad.
That's a pretty good thing. Silky smooth jump shooter from Queens, New York. Billy White knocks down both, and it's 6-zip now here in the early going of this first quarter. Johnson looking for contact, didn't get it. 3-on-2, back the other way, and a putback finish off the Watson miss as Billy White cleans up the garbage.
Great new look pass by Clintscales there, and good finish by Billy.
So White off to a hot start. He's got all 8 points for the Hurricanes. Excuse me, has 6, and Watson has 4, so that's 10-0 now.
It's the kind of run you like to get out to.
As Watson's 2 for 3 from the field, and that's his 4th point on the night. Jump shot's good, so the Miracles finally get on the score sheet, but coming back the other way, wasting no time. It's a full court pass, the length of the court by Clintscales, hitting a streaking Tyrone Watson, and Watson drew the contact, and he'll go to the line to shoot two.
That's great court awareness from the court general there to see that, knowing that he either get an open basket or he get hacked.
Watson knocks down the first. Clintscales amongst the league leaders when it comes to assist and turnover ratio. This guy is very good with the basketball, makes great decisions, doesn't usually turn it over. And Watson misses the second, and it's 11-2 now, 9-16 and counting in the first quarter.
Yeah, Klingscales is a great player, number 2 in the league in assists right now for total assists. And he's done a great job this season of being that court general for Coach Leslie.
Shot attempt by Story's no good as CJ was able to distract him at the rim. Good rim protection on that last defensive trip. The ball's knocked out of bounds by the Miracles, and it will remain Hurricanes possession. 17 seconds on the shot, 8:56 left in the first quarter. Klingscales will inbound on the baseline.
See Klingscales shaking his hand there last couple times down. He must have jammed a thumb or something like that.
Quick movement of the basketball. Billy thought about it. And the shot is rejection in the lane on Watson, but Watson gets it back. Second chance, third chance, fourth now, and it's knocked out of bounds. So active very early in this first quarter are the Canes. Not a lot of activeness last night against the Highlanders as they got 4 opportunities looking to clean up this offensive trip down, Matt.
Yeah, I can't say I'm surprised either. You had to think that Coach Leslie was going to go try to retool things after last night's game, especially the way that they started. They're coming up with a lot more energy, crashing the boards here, so and it's looking good. I also like that confidence from Watson, getting rejected, then going right back with it, not being afraid of getting rejected again.
And that's knocked away as the Miracles dodge a bullet as they didn't give up any points in that trip. Good defensive play, getting the hand in the passing lane. Bird fires, and he bangs down a 3 from beyond the arc. Russell Bird, a very good three-point shooter from that distance.
Yeah, it's a former D1 guy, played for Tom Izzo at Michigan State, so it's pretty good pedigree.
Lob pass inside the Billy. Billy couldn't handle it. It's last touch by the Canes, and that's a turnover, and another opportunity to cut into this lead for the Miracles. Good dribble penetration there by Johnson. As CJ gets his hand on that pass, that dribble handoff there, and was able to knock it out of bounds, and it'll be 13 seconds on the shot clock for the Miracles. 7:52 left in the first. Still trailing 11-5.
Great D.
As Mason stepped into that pass, an opportunity into the open floor. He just couldn't connect on the long pass on that run out by CJ.
Some flashbacks to the finish of last night's game.
Yeah, fans, if you didn't see last night's game, several opportunities for the Canes to tie the ball game and force overtime, just unable to execute down the stretch.
Kareem Canty's getting ready to come to the ball game.
Johnson coming off a screen, and a moving screen called on Tim Mitchell. He's not happy about it. As Kareem Canty checks in early, as Cliff Klingscales will go to the bench with 7:27 left in the first quarter. Klingscales looks like he's going to have some medical attention. As you mentioned, he was shaking his hand on a few trips down.
Yeah, I think he's having some problem with his hand. That's not obviously the guy that's doing all your dribbling and passing. You want to make sure he's good to go. Tell you what, Watson has drawn a tough matchup in this one so far with Mitchell, a big body, but if there's anyone that you're going to put on him, it was going to be Watson.
Another turnover by the Hurricanes. Johnson coming back the other way and off the window. Good penetration and patience by Johnson. Took his time and got it done. Jump shot from beyond the arc, no good by Mason. Rebound by the Miracles. Miracles slowly creeping back into this one now. Down 11-7. Bird fires from 3, bang, and he knocks down consecutive threes. Russell Bird with an open look. Closeout coming way too late by Watson, and Bird's 2 for 2 from beyond the arc.
And just like that, it's an 11-10 ball game.
What was a 10-0 run has been erased by the Miracles as Mason was able to get around Johnson, drew the contact, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Early substitutions by both teams. Checking into the game for the first time is Tyrell Tate, shooting guard from Fayetteville State, 6'5". And Taquan Zimmerman checking in, as well as Watson will go to the bench. So both coaches looking to exchange their lineups and turn them over quick and go to their benches. So it's got to be something with trying to get some rhythm here as getting that second units in and get them part of this game plan.
Yeah, and you can see by switching out to Zimmerman for Watson, obviously Coach Leslie going with a smaller lineup. He's going with that 3-guard set now between Canty, Mason, and Zimmerman, with CJ and Billy playing up front. See if that might get a little bit more, get some more points for them here, because they went on a great run, and then they allowed Moncton to get right back into it. So
Mason's 1 for 2 on that trip from the free throw line, and Bird knocks down another triple.
Sheesh.
3 for 3. Russell Bird has 9 points on the evening, and it looks like Russell Bird has found his stride. He's been pretty streaky, not as consistent from that distance here at Scotiabank Center, but tonight he's come out like a house on fire. Bang! And coming back and answering from beyond the arc is Kareem Canty, responding from that Russell Bird 3-ball.
Canty playing Bird tough there. He's going to get called for the foul.
Lots of physicality between Canty and Bird. As Bird tried to exploit the height differential between him. Russell Bird, 6'7". Kareem Canty listed as 6'1", but I'm not sure if he's all of 6'1". As Malik Story will go to the bench, and Tyrell Tate finally checking in. As Tate's already in there as number 23 for the first time. Checking his Leon Sutton, 6'1" guard from Great Falls University. Timeout on the floor. Canes leading 15-13 here in the first quarter. As we got one here, a good one here so far here at Scotiabank Center. We got a few other ball games going around the NBL tonight, as it's usually Saturday night is usually
locked in a contract.
The bulk of the teams are in action, Matt.
Yeah, the only other game tonight is Orangeville and Windsor. They're playing tonight. Got no score for them quite yet, but once we get that, I'll be sure to update. But a relatively light schedule for a Saturday night.
So timeout on the floor, immediate timeout. Canes up 2. Got out to a 10-0 run. Miracles were able to bounce back, knock down a few jump shots, in particular 3 from distance from Russell Bird. Usually struggles here at Scotiabank Center, but he's got 9 points to lead the Miracles in that category, so that's a good thing.
Bird is one of those
Paul
guys.
McKeskey and the Miracles.
Like you say, he's a streaky shooter, but sometimes those are the guys you're scared of the most, because when they start getting hot, they stay hot for a while. And as you can see, Bird, he's already dropped 3 of 3, pretty much put the team on his back, getting him back into this one. So hopefully we'll be able to play. You see Canty's playing him tough, but like you said, that size difference is Bird was smart to try to exploit that and get underneath. So we'll see what happens with that if they shift someone with a little bit more size onto him.
So we're just about to get things started here as the fans are live, and a little bit more noise generated tonight than last night, as their babies are even dancing in the aisles. A young Hurricane fan on the big screen.
Always a family atmosphere here.
Bird fires again. That one rims out. Second chance opportunity now for the Miracles. Tate pulls it out. He's calling a play, looking for a screen from Bird. Back to Bird. Look for the swing pass, but he's penetrating. Left hand, no good. Putback's almost there, but rebound by Billy. So the Canes dodged a bullet there in that second and third chance opportunity on that trip down by the Miracles. Canty again. Facing up Sutton. Mason, he's got his shot blocked. Gatali with an outstanding defensive play. He blocked the shot and saved it on the end line. So a good defensive trip there for the Miracles. Starting to turn things up defensively.
their third block of the game already. They're doing great on the defensive end. I'll give them that.
Sutton spin move, and he beats CJ to the basket. Good pump fake and finish. Excuse me, Mitchell.
Yeah. Mitchell's a big body. Again, he's going to prove to be a tough matchup for any of the Canes.
Tim Mitchell, 6'9" from Southern University. And a dribble drive and contact at the rim as Kareem Canty was able to blow by Sutton. Take a look at the replay there, was looking for a screen, Sutton trailing. And it looked like the contact was on the big man, Tim Mitchell. And Mitchell will go to the bench now as Theo Davis, number 44, 6'11" center from Rogers State University, checks in for the first time.
That was a pretty savvy move by Canty. If you watch the, when you watch the replay there, when he got into the paint, he realized that he wasn't going to be able to get up over any of the guys that were there, turned his body knowing that he would get contact, and now he's turned into 2 points. So that's what you like to see out of your point guards.
And Canty knocks down both. Back to a 2-point lead. Sutton directing traffic.
Great D by
Pass is
Billy.
Picked off there, Billy with his hand in the passing lane. Gaines got number 8 up top. Throw it down with the hammer is Billy White on the lob. City by Canty in transition.
Rewarding him.
But Tate comes back the other way and answers. And we're back to a 2-point lead. Gaines not getting back in transition on that trip, Matt.
That's right, yeah, you can't spend too much time celebrating. You got to come back as Moncton's not letting up. It was a great job of Canty to reward Billy for his good D, but got to follow up with that. There we go.
Putbacks there and responding as CJ drawing the contact, spinning to the paint with the left hand as Billy White cleans it up. And here we go. Showtime, baby. Two-handed finish at the rim. Mason with the defensive theft. Was able to hit into the open floor and that easy run out and two-handed finish at the rim.
Bird missed a wide open. Is that takedown underneath?
Rejects it inside the paint. Second chance opportunity here.
Excuse me, it was Theo Davis.
Bird fires, shot's no good, rimmed out. Canes running out in the open floor. Mason beating his man up the court. Contact. And it looks like it's not on the shot or beyond the rebound as Russell Bird had to go over the back and through Antoine Mason. It's multiple substitutions now, as you can see in the replay. Canty with the lob city to Billy White. Great look and transition by Kareem Canty. Didn't rush things, was very patient with the basketball. And a pinpoint accurate lob there.
Yeah, nice pass. Since he's been here, he's thrown a few great lobs. I think he's probably their best at that at this point. With Cliff being a very close second.
Absolutely, I can agree with that for sure. As Ronaldo and Anthony Cox check in for the first time for the Hurricanes. And that shot is good from beyond the arc, and that's Tydron Beatty. Beatty checking in for the first time for the Miracles as well. Beatty, 6'7" forward from Benedict College. Yes, Ronaldo now, jump shot's good. Ronaldo caught that one in rhythm. Good to see Ronaldo being aggressive offensively. Usually rely on Ronaldo to be a very good rim protector.
Yeah, but he's got nice touch. He can, you get that those short jump shots. He usually has pretty good touch with them. Can even shoot the three if he needs to, but obviously you'd rather have him underneath the basket. But he's a guy that can score when you need him to.
Tyrell Tate slashing to the rim. He drew the contact, and he'll go to the line to shoot two. And checking into the game for the first time is number 3, and that's Brendan Kearney. He's in for the first time, and this is first game action as being activated today, as the Miracles made a roster change, releasing Antonio Scoop Jardine as Brendan Kearney comes back into the fold. Kearney played last season for the Miracles, so he's no stranger to head coach Paul McKeskey and his system. As Tate knocks down both, and we're back to a one-possession game. Mike Poole in now for the Hurricanes as well. Sutton closely guarding Canty. Canty thought about it. Canty's got to hurry. Shot clock under 10. Ronaldo skyhook in the lane, and Ronaldo gets it to go. He's 2 for 2. 4 points on tonight. Ronaldo successful on consecutive trips down offensively.
Yeah, and if you can get 4 points in the shift out of Ronaldo Dixon, you're happy.
Sutton, two-man game between him and Davis. Beatty thought about it. Pulls up, too strong. Rebound by Zimmerman. Zimmerman now in the open floor. Zimmerman, nice bounce pass. Cutting to the rim, running without the basketball, doing an outstanding job of beating his man down is Anthony Cox, and he'll go to the line to shoot too.
You see this game, in comes Joey Haywood now.
Haywood checking in.
Local Halifax hero, kid, played at St. Mary's University, long time. He's been playing in Halifax for the NBLC. Former Canadian Player of the Year. 2 times, I believe.
Cox rims out the first.
Yep, I am correct. 2 times. 2011-12, 2012-2013.
Outstanding career at St. Mary's University from Vancouver, British Columbia.
And I think when they first picked him up again this season, fans were expecting to see a lot more of him. He's only averaged about 6.5 minutes a game so far under Coach Leslie. So I'll be interested to see if, as the season progresses, if he gets more time on the court. Obviously, a guy that brings a lot defensively and offensively, and he's got a high motor, always a high energy guy.
Cox picks up his first, team number 3. Kearney shot's no good, rims out, rebound by Zimmerman. Zimmerman's screened from Ronaldo. Ronaldo steps back, bang, and Ronaldo bangs it down from beyond the arc. And Ronaldo has 7 on the evening, 3 for 3 since coming off the bench for Coach Leslie.
And he even dropped a 3. That's great. Must have heard me talking.
Pass is too strong from Sutton.
Look at that.
To Beatty, and racing out in the open floor is Haywood, and he's pulling on his hamstring. And that's not a good sign for Haywood.
Not a good sign for anyone.
Taking his time, and he's a little ginger. He's walking a little gingerly here now. It looks like he's already has a brace on that hamstring. And that's not a good injury to have, man.
No, those are hard to heal. I've had a few of those myself, and it seems like they take forever
to
get better.
It's all about time. Ice and heat and rest.
Yeah.
Are usually the doctor's orders when it comes to the hamstring injury. Haywood's managed to rattle down the first one, fighting through the pain right now. You can see he is definitely in some difficulty.
Coach Leslie hasn't brought anyone up yet to sub out for him, so it looks like they're going to leave him on.
And that rims out, and it looks like a tie-up underneath the basket between Cox and Davis.
Not too sure what was going on there.
It looked like Anthony Cox was making a citizen's arrest. So just under 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. Canes lead by 10. Kearney now trying to make something out of nothing here. Shot clock dying. Tate jump shot's no good, and that will do it. After 12 minutes, the Hurricanes with a 10-point lead. So they started the game on a 10-0 run, and they finished the quarter being up 10. So what do you assess in the first quarter there, Matt?
Well, I don't know what to make of it, to be honest with you, because like I said, they came out roaring. They were hitting all their shots, and then when they cooled down, it seemed like they didn't really have a plan underneath the basket. The balls were kind of going all over the place. Coach Leslie was able to kind of corral them and get things going again. 32 points. I mean, that's a lot of offense in one quarter. So Halifax, they're doing well. They're scoring a lot. They just got to make sure that they try to limit those or eliminate those lapses where they let the teams climb back into the game.
Yeah, the Canes did a good job in that first quarter, making sure that they were good defensively, making sure they were responsible defensively. Offensively, they got some shots to fall. In that last game, they started off very cold, shooting just under 20% after the first 12 minutes. Tonight, a different story. It looked like there was a sense of urgency offensively, and it might have been the shift of the way the game is being managed right now by Coach Leslie, as we've seen a lot of guys get some minutes that usually don't get minutes in the first quarter that are reserves in the reserve roles.
Yeah, and play a role offensively, specifically Ronaldo Dixon. Like we said, normally doesn't, he's not the guy that's going to lead them in scoring usually. However, he's already got 7 points tonight, which is that's his average usually per game on the season. So they're getting good, as usual, they're getting good work off of their bench. And if you look at the field goal percentage, they're 11 of 17. That's 64%. I mean, as a coach, you can't ask for much better than that, right? So, like I said, they can keep scoring and limit the lapses where they let the Miracles climb back. I think they'll be in good shape for the rest of the game.
So fans, don't forget, we're just about ready to roll in the second quarter, but don't forget, you want to follow everything when it comes to the Halifax Hurricanes. Follow them on their social media platforms. Their website at halifaxhurricanes.ca, their Twitter and Instagram at HFX Hurricanes, their Facebook page at Halifax Hurricanes. And for everything comes to news, interviews, anything that has to do with NBLC, the National Basketball League of Canada, visit their website at nblcanada.ca, their Instagram at NBL_Canada, their Twitter handle at NBL Canada, and their Facebook page at NBL Canada. We're ready to roll here now. 10-point lead for the Hurricanes to start this second quarter. The Canes will start with Ronaldo, Zimmerman, Poole, Cox, and Haywood. And responding for the Miracles, it's Story, Kearney, Davis, Johnson, and Beattie. Shot rims out there by Poole. And the Miracles will look to cut into this double-digit deficit.
There you go.
Pecked off, good hand in the passing lane was Cox. Errant pass there by Beattie. Poole thought about it. Inside to Ronaldo, back outside the Poole. Zimmerman now will set things up, looking for a screen from Cox. Cox catches the lob, can't finish at the rim. So good offensive set there as Beattie couldn't control that rebound, and Russell Bird will check back as Tydron Beattie will go back to the bench, and Russell Bird will check back in. Bird was very hot in that first quarter.
Sure was.
3 for 5 from distance. He was knocking down shots all over the place.
Started out 3 for 3.
9 points on tonight, the high man for the Miracles.
Great boards.
And Mike Poole with the putback. So Poole going towards the rim and getting that offensive rebound. Drew the contact and was able to finish through it. And now he'll go to the line to complete the three-point play. As you can see, Zimmerman's shot rimming out and Poole moving without the basketball. And it looked like Kearney was just a step late there, and Poole was able to finish the three-point play, and Poole has 5 on tonight.
For all you kids watching at home, it's a lesson in why you box out. Poole was able to sneak in there, right place, right time. He uses athleticism to get up and get that board. That turned it into points for himself.
Davis knocks down the jumper on the baseline. Good dribble penetration and pocket pass in the lane there by Kearney.
Joey looks like he's moving all right now, despite that pulled hamstring look like he had earlier.
Haywood rises, jumper,
Great
good.
shot.
Joey Haywood's got 4 now. But he is not moving quickly, as you can see. He's favoring that right hamstring.
Yeah, he is got a little bit of a limp.
But definitely making a positive contribution coming off the bench. 4 points on the night thus far for Haywood.
Again, the Canes are doing a great job of getting their hands into those passing lanes in the paint.
Haywood now calling for the screen. Gives it up to Cox. Cox slashing inside the Ronaldo. Ronaldo gets by Bird. A lot of contact. Looking for the foul. No call coming.
Gonna get it.
Turns it over.
Can't blame him. It did look like he got hacked there.
Kearney rises. Shots too strong, and it's out. And rebound by Ronaldo. So Canes dodge a bullet on that trip down. Poole now directing traffic. Looking for the double screen. Cox taking Davis towards the rim, off the backboard and in. So Cox moving to his left, was able to beat Davis off the dribble. As Davis closed out up around the three-point line, he was able to blow by him and finish off the window.
And a good job of Dixon having his man sealed underneath there so he couldn't come up and help. Basically made it a one-on-one game.
Johnson's three ball's no good, and Haywood races back the other way and draws the contact on Story.
Smart basketball.
Joey Haywood will go back to the free throw line. As Clint Scales checks back in, and Taquan Zimmerman will now go to the bench for the Canes, along with Tim Mitchell checking in, and Davis will go respectively back to the bench for the Miracles. And Billy hops off real quick, and Anthony Cox goes to the bench. So multiple substitutions there. It almost looked like a hockey lineup where they were
shift change.
The shift change. They were moving quite quickly to check back into this game. As we mentioned in that first quarter, a lot of activity when it comes to the reserves playing a key role in that first 12 minutes. Both coaches going through their bench.
Yeah, and that's Halifax's strength, and it's going to continue to be their strength probably for the rest of the season. They've got such a deep bench. Coach Leslie is really good at managing those minutes, bringing those guys in when they need to be.
So Haywood knocks down both, extends the lead now 41-24. The largest lead of the night for the Hurricanes. Story, dribble drive, he turns it over. Poole steps into that pass. Poole back the other way, had numbers, an errant pass, a miscommunication between him and Haywood. Kearney with the crossover, and the reach-in call by Mike Poole as Melvin Johnson was wide open from beyond the arc. Johnson, one of the better shooters from that distance in the NBL Canada.
Yeah, Johnson leads them. He leads the team 19 points a game. Bird gets the bank three on that one.
Russell Bird continuing the hot shooting.
I didn't hear him call it.
He has 12 on the evening. That's his fourth three ball. Joey Haywood shot short, and Bird races back the other way for the Miracles. Kearney now trying to take Poole off the dribble as Johnson standing wide open. He bangs down the three. And just like that, the lead's cut to 11.
Yeah, 17-11 in pretty quick time.
6-0 run now for the Miracles. Billy backing down Bird, and he's called for the charge. As Bird did a good job of getting in front of Billy, but he's not getting up quickly as now he's favoring his left side of his left leg. It looks like either a knee or an ankle, but he's going to fight through it.
And against these Miracles, you've got to have a good perimeter defense. This is a team that's number 3 in the league in three-point shooting. They make 10 per game, almost 11 per game.
As Kareem Canty checks back into the game, and Haywood will go to the bench. Shot's no good, misses just about everything, but hits the backboard for Story. Poole now trying to cross over Kearney. Gets in deep in the paint, and Poole hits the shot. So good to see Mike Poole being a little bit more aggressive and not relying on his silky smooth jump shot.
Yeah, that's what he needs to do to get himself kind of back. I don't want to say get himself back into that starting lineup. Get hot again. Oh, wow, look at that.
And a beautiful lob pass and forces the timeout by Coach McKeskey. Great connection between Billy and Clint Scales. Clint Scales deadly. As you could see in the replay here, Clint Scales crosses the timeline, and a beautiful pass. Acrobatic catch and finish at the rim there for Billy.
Yeah. And Klink's just got great court vision for stuff like that. And when you got a guy like Billy, who's athletic enough, got a good set of hands underneath, you think of guys like Andre Jordan, just a dream come true for someone that can throw a lob.
45-30 now, back up to a 15-point lead for the Hurricanes.
You look at the big differences in the games here so far, though. It's 45-30. Bench scoring, no surprise, from the Canes, 25 points, 22 points in the paint compared to just 8 points in the paint coming from Moncton and 9 points off their bench. So can't say I'm surprised by those numbers, but as usual, they kind of tell the tale so far.
And that's the type of aggressiveness that we've been accustomed to seeing here at the Scotiabank Center. Here at home, the Hurricanes like to fill up the basket, being aggressive, attacking the rim, and getting most of their points in that painted area.
Yeah.
They have slowly but surely throughout this season have become better three-point shooters from beyond the arc, but their bread and butter is to get inside that painted area and win the battle of points in the paint.
Yeah, definitely. And they do it with guys that aren't traditional bigs. Neither C.J. Watson or Billy White, they're power forward center starters. I wouldn't call either of those guys traditional bigs. Same goes for Cox and Dixon, but they're guys that are long, they're athletic, and they're smart basketball players that generally don't take bad shots.
I'll definitely echo that sentiment there, Matt. Not a lot of bad shots have been taken tonight by the Hurricanes. Getting some good looks offensively, and they've been definitely knocking down shots thus far.
Still shooting at an over 60% clip, 16-26 for the Canes.
Well on the pace of their 105 on the season that they average, and a traveling call on Beatty. So, not the start coming out of that timeout Coach McKeskey was looking for.
No, definitely not.
Billy tries his hand at three, short though, gets the rebound. CJ with the reverse, and bang! He gets the reverse to go as he was able to fight through the contact. Beautiful play there by CJ, seeing the defender coming and was able to reverse it on the other side, as you can see.
Great footwork underneath.
Tim Mitchell trying to block that shot on the right side, but an outstanding bounce pass by Billy.
Mitchell thought he's going to have himself a block.
Unselfish basketball being displayed offensively by the Hurricanes as CJ will go to the line to try to complete the three-point play. And that rims out, rebound by Mitchell.
See Canty back in the game.
Tate coming back the other way for the Miracles.
Again.
And turnover by the Miracles, and that's turnover number 6. Shot's no good, but the putback is there by CJ.
Great follow-up by CJ on that one.
Beautiful play there by CJ. Is he able to follow up, and CJ showing he's being very aggressive offensively, getting those putbacks and rebounds, crashing the boards. And you can see the assertive effort by the Hurricanes to get to those offensive rebounds.
Yeah, they're crashing the boards hard. And that's what you want to do. They've got 6 so far this game.
Correction on the turnovers is number 13 for the Miracles, but a nice finish off the window there for Melvin Johnson. Canty, tricky dribble, blow by, can't get it to go, and Billy with the finish. So a good screen, 2-man game between Canty and Billy. And Billy the beneficiary of that second chance opportunity, as Canty was able to blow by Melvin Johnson.
He's been the beneficiary of a lot today, Vince. He's got 16 points so far already. Well on his way to having a season high. If it's not one already, I don't believe it is yet.
And the putback, as Mike Poole looked like he put it into his own net as he was trying to fight off Tim Mitchell. But a positive, and right now the Miracles will take any basket any way they can get it, as they are down by a huge deficit, 51-34, just over 5 minutes left in the second quarter.
Yeah, Billy's high this season is 22, so he's well on his way to beating that.
inside the CJ. CJ with the contact call not coming. He hits the deck and rebound by Mitchell. Tate,
he loses it.
Trying to split the defense there, and another turnover, and that's number 14. As Russell Bird checks back in, and Mitchell will go to the bench for the Miracles. So the Miracles was able to fight their way back in that first quarter after being down by 10. Going into this quarter only being down by 10, but they haven't responded thus far in this second quarter right now.
No, it looks like they hit a wall after they came back and kind of ran out of steam because they just haven't been able to match what they were doing. The game started out, looked like it might be a bloodbath. Then like you say, they came back, looked like they were going to make a game of it. Now, not so sure. 51-34 with 4:29 left in the game.
They were definitely fighting their way back into this one. Got it to single digits as much as 2. Actually took over the lead.
But the reality with teams like Moncton, they've got a talented team. They've got good players, but they just don't have the bench that Halifax has, and that's what's going to make the difference down the stretch for Halifax, of course, is having those guys that you can have games like this.
Turnover and easy bucket in transition by Mike Poole, as Clint Scales was able to knock the ball away from his opponent and get into the open floor, and that's turnover number 15, as the turnovers definitely starting to mount here for the Miracles.
Yeah, they're racking up 10 of those off of steals.
Melvin Johnson, though, responds from beyond the arc. That stops the bleeding temporarily here. 53-37, just under 4 minutes left in the second quarter. CJ inside on Bird, and that's just a tough matchup for Russell Bird.
Sure is.
Bird, a small forward, 6'7", trying to match up inside against CJ, also 6'7", but he's probably given up about 25 pounds.
Not only that, but he is long. CJ 6'7", his arms are long. Bird just can't match that. A little bit of trivia for you while they shoot. Leon Sutton just checked in the game, former teammate of Taquan Zimmerman when they played for Idaho in the NBA D-League.
No longer teammates, definitely combatants here. Can't really say they're enemies, but for 48 minutes they will definitely be enemies.
Yeah, they sure
and
will
be close friends after. CJ with the miss. Second, third chance opportunity off of that missed free throw, and it looks like it's last touch by the Hurricanes.
Getting rough under that basket.
Lots of crashing and banging, bodies flying all over the place. And the bodies are flying down the other end as well. As Tyrell Tate slashes towards the rim, and the contact at the rim, and as you can see in the replay, collision between him and CJ, and Tyrell Tate will go to the line to shoot 2.
I think he had one thing on his mind going in there anyway. He wanted to get those that foul, get those free throws. Tate is he's number 4 in the NBLC in free throw percentage at about 84%. So can't blame him.
Definitely part of his game as he continues to be perfect from the free throw line.
Get a little shimmy there before he shoots.
And he stays perfect, and that's point number 6 for Tate. 54-39. Just over 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Hurricanes lead, and a major collision between Beatty and a crowd. And a technical is called on CJ as Beatty and CJ exchanging words and pleasantries after the whistle, but a lot of contact underneath the rim as both men hit the deck and forces the crew chief, Ryan Lutz, the halt play.
Yeah, you could see just before that whistle got called, CJ wasn't too happy with the way that Beatty was playing him, giving him a few bumps underneath there. And you can see what that ended up with.
Yeah, Coach McKeskey talking to his team as he looked like he was reading them the riot act in regards to maybe the physical play or the way the things are going right now. So we're trying to sort things out here. It looks like a double foul on Tadron Beatty. He gets a personal, that's his second. team number 6, but a technical foul called on CJ. As you mentioned, one of the leaders in free throw percentage on the season throughout is going to the line and shoot 2, and that's Tyrell Tate. He knocks down that free throw, so he continues to be perfect from the free throw line.
He's a good free throw shooter.
That's number 7 on the evening for Tate. Miracles now. As Melvin Johnson with the pull-up. Shot's no good. Coach McKeskey looking for the contact being called, none coming. Johnson thought about it. Pump fake, shot short, rebound by Poole. Coach McKeskey continuing to get on the officials, looking for a push call on the other end.
Coach McKeskey, former NBA player for the Milwaukee Bucks, amongst other teams.
14-point lead here for the Hurricanes. Canty, hesitation, step back.
That was a dirty move.
Jump shot's no good. It looks like a push call on the rebound, and that'll be on the Miracles. Coach McKeskey is continuing
Ref not having
to read the riot act to the officials. So he's moved over that act from his players, and now his focus on the officiating.
Yeah. He's falling on deaf ears, though.
Billy will go to the line to shoot the free throws. He knocks down the first.
See if they're going to get number 22.
Billy knocks down the second.
Jordan Stott.
So Billy continuing to be perfect from the free throw line, and he has 18 on the evening now. Let's check it into the game for the first time. For the Miracles is number 22, and that's Jordan Stotts. Stotts fires, and he misses everything. He might want to get a few trips up and down the court before he fires a shot from beyond the arc.
Man. Get warmed up.
Air ball attempt there and an empty trip, a trip that they can't afford right now. Poole rises, shot's no good. Tipped out of bounds, but a beautiful save on the end line was Billy, and a reset of the shot clock. So a second chance opportunity here on this offensive trip. Billy inside, bounce pass to CJ. CJ can't get it go. Another offensive rebound by Poole, and Poole finishes. Mike Poole doing things that we usually don't see him do. We are not accustomed to Mike Poole slashing without the basketball to the rim and getting those second chance opportunities. So you can see the sense of urgency in Mike Poole's game, getting it done a different kind of way this evening.
Definitely, and you love to see that. I love to see a guy doing that, or like earning those baskets, not necessarily with the, with like you say, the silky smooth jump shot, but going and doing the grind and crashing the offensive boards. That's the second time he's done that now.
That dirty work has been paying dividends. He is 4 for 6 from the field. A nice shot there, knocked down, and the Miracles trying to cut back into this lead slowly but surely. But a defensive breakdown there and a good pass as CJ was wide open underneath the basket. And these are the things that have been hurting the Miracles in the first 24 minutes.
Yeah, definitely those small defensive breakdowns. It's hard to mount a comeback when you're leaving guys open, especially wide open underneath like that.
So another 30-point quarter for the Hurricanes so far. 60 points on the board, and we got 1:08 left. As Cox comes back, and CJ and Billy will go to the bench, and along with Ronaldo. Sutton, jump shots, too strong, rebound by Canty. Canty racing back past the timeline. Gets it to Poole, he thought about it. Ronaldo now at the free throw line, inside the Cox. As you mentioned, that was a good decision there by Ronaldo. Had the smaller man on his back but couldn't finish. Johnson, bang, he knocks down the triple. Can't leave Melvin Johnson wide open from that distance. He'll kill you. Gets the lead back to 15. Just Under 30 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Cox outside of Ronaldo, swings it to Poole. Poole, pull up, fires, and gets it in. This is the type of night in first 24 minutes Mike Poole is having as he gets the friendly roll, the shooter's roll.
It was a great up fake there to give himself space to get that defender off of him. Pretty much gave himself an open look.
Mike Poole has 11 on the night for the Hurricanes. Sutton, left hand, doesn't go at the buzzer, and that'll do it. First 24 minutes in the books. The Hurricanes off to a great start, 62-45, as they were pretty much getting everything and anything offensively in that first two quarters.
Yeah, they had a great half, shooting over 50%. They're free, and over 40 from beyond the arc as well. Like I said earlier, their bench scoring 29, but the points in the paint, Vince, 34-12 in favor of the Hurricanes, and that speaks to this big lead that they've got right now.
So we're going to step aside as the Hurricanes continuing the lead here, and a huge lead after the first 24 minutes, 62-45. Stick with us. Vince Williams and Matt Elliott on the call here at Scotiabank Center. The Hurricanes leading it on the Hurricanes basketball YouTube channel. Welcome, fans, back inside Scotiabank Center for the third quarter. We're just about starting the third quarter here between the Halifax Hurricanes and the Moncton Miracles. The Canes, the huge lead at the halftime break, 62-45. I'm Vince Williams, and joining me, as always, my broadcast partner, Matt Elliott. As the Miracles will start with the basket. Tilly. Tate to the rim and finish. So Tate getting it started here in this third quarter.
Tilly's a Canadian. Go to Toronto. This is his first year in the league. First pro season altogether, actually.
Tate's got 9 on the evening for the Miracles. And countering back the other way to start this third quarter for the Hurricanes, as CJ steps on the sideline there and a turnover. CJ Washington, Cliff Clinkscales, Tyrone Watson, Antoine Mason, and Billy White, the original starters. And Mitchell through the contact as CJ got turned around there and was able to get it to go with the reverse layup. Tim Mitchell doing a good job of arcing his body and concentration and finishing through that contact. So good response coming out of that halftime break by the Miracles, Matt.
Yeah, so far so good. They've had a little bit of time to rest, so I wouldn't expect anything less. I would hope that they would come out with a little bit more energy because they've got a long way to go and not a whole lot of time to do it.
And Mitchell completes the three-point play.
You see Russell Burrs drawing the task of guarding Billy underneath.
Shot clock was dwindling, but CJ follows up the putback, another second chance opportunity. And the Hurricanes continuing where they left off in the first 24 minutes, being very aggressive on the offensive boards. And another and one, as Tim Mitchell was able to fight through the contact of Antoine Mason.
Solid finish.
You can see in the replay, good spin move. Not a lot of contact there, but Mitchell able to concentrate and fight through it as he's unable to complete the three-point play, though. We have a foul in transition as it looked like CJ will pick up that personal.
Get tangled up with Catali there.
Yeah, Catali got mixed up. Feet got tangled up there. Not sure if that's maybe a no call, but nevertheless, CJ's got to go to the bench with his fourth, and Cox quickly checks in for the Hurricanes. Story slashing towards the rim.
Not something you normally see out of Washington. He doesn't commit a whole lot of personal fouls. Not a guy that gets into foul trouble a whole lot.
So Washington will go to the bench. 7 points, 3 for 6 from the field in that first 2 quarters. So he'll remain on the bench most likely for the rest of this one, this third quarter at least. We won't probably see him back until the fourth.
And it's getting physical underneath between Cox and Mitchell. A lot of hand checking going on.
Bird, fadeaway, missed everything. Looked like he was knocked off his rhythm there by Clinkscales. Mason's jumper's no good, tapped out. Second chance opportunity though. Swings at the Clinkscales.
It's a good job. I believe it was Billy that got his hand and poked that one out.
Watson slashing. Couldn't get the shot to go. Good defensive play there by Bird. Story. Back to Bird, swings it to Catili, wide open, jump shot, bang, and he knocks down the triple. And we're down to single digits now. Miracles like responding, but an easy bucket and another alley-oop and finish at the rim for Billy. He's got 20. Jumper, Story looking for the contact. And a timeout as Mike Leslie wants to talk things over.
Can't say I blame him. doesn't look like they're in tune right now, the Canes, coming out of that break.
Seeing that replay, the connection between Billy and Clinkscales looked like a carbon copy in that second quarter, where Billy was able to gain position underneath the basket and able to out-jump the smaller man there, Russell Bird.
Yeah, he's been
so timeout on the floor. Coach Leslie want to talk things over, Matt, as you mentioned. Type of things he's got to be thinking is there got to be no letdown here, as the Miracles are showing that they're going to continue to fight all the way through this one.
Yeah, and especially when you've got as large a lead as they had going into the half, you can't let them creep back and make a game of it. Especially not as quickly as they've been prone to do. You want to make sure you keep at least a little bit of distance and make it so that come the fourth quarter, it's just too big of a deficit for them to come back from. So I think it's a good time to call a timeout early in the third quarter, early in the second half, but I think it's a smart timeout by Coach Leslie personally.
So Coach Mike Leslie trying to break up this mini momentum and mini run by the Miracles as they're trying to fight their way back into this one.
66-57 for those of you watching.
Miracles surrendering 32 points in the first 12 minutes and duplicating it in the second half of the 24, surrendering 30 with a total of 62 for everybody at home that's keeping score. So it'll be Hurricanes possession here, full court, man-to-man, and it looked like a push call. This is where there was a collision between Malik Story and Clinkscales as Story tried to turn things up defensively.
He ended up wasting a foul.
Clinkscales now. Beautiful give and go, great patience offensively.
Beautiful
Clinkscales,
pass.
Ronaldo, beautiful touch pass, as you mentioned, good pocket pass, and Billy fights through that contact. And he'll give himself an opportunity to complete the three-point play. Ronaldo gave up a good shot around the rim to get a better one with a cutting Billy White.
And great cut by White, good court vision, way to move without the ball.
And Billy completes the three-point play. As Tydron Beatty checks back in, and Russell Bird will go to the bench for the Miracles. Teardrop's good there by Malik Story. Story coming off the screen, was able to find the lane. And he gets that teardrop to go. Good offensive set there for the Miracles. Watson, miscommunication between him and Ronaldo. Billy picks up the garbage. Zip pass inside there by Clinkscales.
Great pass. I think Watson just rushed that one.
Yeah, Watson couldn't come up with the teardrop, and in transition, a good foul as the Miracles were racing out to the open floor. Tyrell Tate almost had an open lane, open path to the rim, and a good foul committed there by Clinkscales in space.
Very smart foul. Going to make them earn all their baskets instead of getting the runaway.
So no run out. Half court set for the Miracles. Tate, though, draws the contact on Mason, and Tate will go to the line to shoot two.
Surprise, surprise.
Tyrell Tate's been very good this season from the free throw line, amongst the league leaders, and he's been perfect thus far, including a technical.
It's 5 of 5 today. Look at that, we jinxed him.
And there's the jinx as that breaks up the streak. 10-point game here. 8:19 left in the third. Miracles continuing to fight back as Tate makes both of them. Uncharacteristic trip to the free throw line for Tyrell Tate.
Yeah, I've never seen him miss 2 in a row.
Ronaldo trying to back down Mitchell. Ronaldo spins into the double team. And a reach-in foul called on Malik Story.
I'd like to see Ronaldo get an ISO against Mitchell. Obviously, he doesn't have the size, but he's definitely quicker.
And a collision between Billy White, and that draws a crowd after the whistle. Him and Tim Mitchell continue to exchange words, and it looks like Billy might have caught an elbow. And that's why the conversation continues to ensue until Tim Mitchell has been checked out of the game there by Theo Davis, and that's Mitchell's fourth. So that's got to hurt the Miracles' efforts, having the big man forced to go to the bench.
Yeah. You want that big body if you're trying to make a comeback, that's for sure.
Coach McKeskey continuing to get on the officials, looking for a moving screen. And a traveling call on a turnover. And the Miracles will come back the other way, and I'm wondering if Coach McKeskey will continue to get on the officials, even though they got a beneficial call here on the last trip down.
Yeah, did they ever.
And Mike Poole will come back the other way for the Hurricanes as Antoine Mason will go to the bench.
Oof.
Tate now, and he misses the two-handed flush. Looking for the contact, was looking for the highlight play, but back the other way, and then bringing down the hammer is Ronaldo. That's how you do it when you attack the rim.
And that's exactly what Dixon's thinking right now. Let me show you how it's done. Tate had a wide open shot there on the dunk.
Tried the two-hander, didn't quite have the elevation, and then missed it, as you can see in the replay, but was looking for contact and then racing back the other way. Ronaldo running the floor, and a beautiful pocket pass in transition there by Clint Scales.
Yeah, it's a great pass. And Tate did a good job of that first step. Like, he blew past Poole, just couldn't finish it.
Tried the highlight reel, tried to bring it out anyway with the two-hander, couldn't finish. Looked for the foul call, didn't get back on defense. And Ronaldo racing out into the open floor. And when you got Clint Scales, the general, directing traffic, especially in transition, 10 times out of 10, maybe 1,000 out of 1,000, he's going to make that great decision. As you can see it, Ronaldo was the beneficiary of that hammer, that one-handed hammer.
Yeah, it's hard to be Cliff in the transition, that's for sure.
11-point lead for the Hurricanes. Just over 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. Poole looking for the screen inside the Billy. Back out the Poole. Poole thought about it. Swings it inside to Watson. He can't handle, lost the handle. And his last touch by Watson. And that's a turnover, and the Miracles with another opportunity to get this deficit down to single digits. Hand off to Tate. Hesitation. Might have got away with a few steps there.
It looked like it to me.
Beatty stepping out on Billy. Tries to blow by on the baseline. Off the backboard. Second chance not there. Ronaldo gobbles up the rebound. So missed trip and opportunity for the Miracles.
Solid D there by Billy, not leaving his feet.
Billy off the banker, and everything's going. A lot of contact there. And a traveling call as Mike Poole was able to step in front of Tyrell Tate and forced a turnover, but a lot of contact on that last shot there by Billy White. Let's take a look. The bump there by Beatty, but the great concentration and banker off the window by Billy. Billy, an offensive assassin this evening. He's come out like a house on fire, man.
He sure has, and I believe he's at his career high at this point.
And a good step back, and there's the silky smooth jumper by Mike Poole. So Poole continuing his offensive arsenal this evening. But Beatty responds back the other way for the Miracles. Still a double-digit deficit for the Miracles here in the third. Another touch pass inside to Watson from Clint Scales.
Like Watson got foul underneath.
75-62, 13-point lead. As it looks like Melvin Johnson will check into the game, and Tyrell Tate will go to the bench with 5:51 left 17 seconds left on the shot clock for the Canes. Hand off the Clinkscales. Clinkscales, hesitation inside. Ronaldo, left hand, can't get it to go. Second chance opportunity though. Kicks it out, fresh shot clock.
Good decision.
So Watson now with the handle. Gives it to Clinkscales. Watson gets his man in the air.
Well,
draws the
shots.
contact,
yes,
and he tries some crazy shot. I don't think he even seen the rim, but that's what good offensive players do. Beautiful pump fake on the baseline. He was able to get Malik Story in the air. This Malik Story still down. He's helped back up by his teammates. And that's Story's fourth personal. He'll go to the bench. And Jamal Jatili checks back in along with Leon Sutton.
Looked like Watson was throwing a grenade there on that shot.
Heads up play there by Watson. He bangs the first one off the back of the iron. Watson. Very strong play. NBL Canada Canadian Player of the Year as he was able to knock down the second. 14-point lead now for the Hurricanes.
And Watson's been great all season for the Canes as a starter in that small forward position pretty much every game, I believe.
Very strong return and a finish at the rim.
Nice finish.
Good contact as he was able to fight through it is Tydron Beatty. Beatty will go to the line to give himself an opportunity as he was able to blow by Ronaldo. The help came a little late there as there was a collision between him and Anthony Cox. And that's Cox's third personal, team number 7. So the Miracles will be in the penalty the rest of the way. Beatty finishes the three-point play.
The Moncton's hanging around. They're only down 11 at this point.
And that's Beatty's 5th point on the night. Ronaldo trying to back down Beatty and return the favor. Shot rims out, Beatty comes up with the rebound. So a good defensive play individually by Beatty on that trip down. So he was able to fight Ronaldo off. Gatili into the lane, outside to Beatty. He thought about it, now he's trying to back down. Gatili now fires for 3. He misses everything, too strong, banked off the backboard, but a third chance opportunity. Beatty tries his hand, and it's no good as Joey Haywood corrals the rebound. Haywood checking in for the first time in this second half.
And good to see him back in the game after tweaking that hamstring early in the first.
But you can see he doesn't have full range of motion. So he still looks like he's favoring that right hamstring.
I tell you what though, even with one hamstring, that guy is faster than most guys in the league.
I must agree. He is pretty quick. And a holding call underneath the basket there on Theo Davis. As Anthony Cox had some great position. And the Hurricanes are in the penalty as well the rest of the way. As Anthony Cox will go to the line to shoot 2. Cox misses the first. And Cox bangs down the second. So Cox gets 1 or 2 on this trip. And he steps on the sideline there as he looked like he might have gotten away with his left foot the first time. That is Leon Sutton, but he didn't get away with the bounce. And checking back into the game for the Miracles is Kearney, as Gatili will go to the bench. 77-65, Hurricanes leading in the third. Watson inside, try to the hit Cox. Cox can't corral it, come back the other way. 2-on-1 in the Miracles, and a hammer. The one-handed hammer in transition by Tydron Beatty. beautiful 2-on-1 in transition between him and Leon Sutton.
Yeah, it's textbook how you run that 2-on-1.
And no doubt about it, at the rim by Joey Haywood with the finish. That's what we come to accustomed to seeing from the All-Canadian from St. Mary's University.
And if you watch the replay close enough, you might even be able to see Coach Carter get up out of his seat. He enjoyed that.
Haywood fighting through the contact as he was met at the rim by Theo Davis. And Haywood completes the three-point play. Haywood doing an outstanding job in the reserve role this evening. Getting quality minutes, and they're paying off this evening for him as he's doing a good job offensively and finishing at the rim there. Good pocket pass on the baseline as Theo Davis was able to avoid the block shot.
He did a great job of getting that ball in there with very little room.
King handles, crosses over Sutton and blows by him and gets it over the timeline. Ronaldo tries to bang down the three, no good. Melvin Johnson fires from three, and he will connect. And that's his game. Melvin Johnson got lost in transition, and we're back to an 8-point lead.
Yeah, you can't leave Melvin Johnson open. He's our leading scorer. He's a dangerous scorer. You can't give him open shots like that, and that's what's going to happen to you. 8-point game now.
Watson, the Cox, he rises. Jumper's good.
Great shot.
Good shot and rhythm there for Anthony Cox. Good decision with the basketball as the double team came late and a wide open jumper on the baseline for Cox. Kearney thought about it. Pump fake. Tries to blow by Poole. Inside, Beatty wide open. He fires for three. Shot's too strong. Rebound by Watson. So the Canes dodge a bullet on that last defensive trip as a wide open shot from the corner from Beatty can't connect. 10-point lead, just under 2 minutes. Ronaldo thought about it. Double team coming. Swings it to Haywood. Haywood fires. Shot's too strong, but tipped out there by Ronaldo. And that's the third opportunity here in this trip.
Like a back over to me there, but wasn't called.
Haywood gets into the body of Beatty, and Beatty will pick up the personal. And Coach McKeskey is not happy as he finally makes his way closer to us as the bench is quite a distance down away from the broadcast area.
He was looking for a travel that whole time. He's still making the hand motion. Not going to get it now.
The last close encounter we had, he was complaining about personals, fouls. Now it's about traveling violations. But nevertheless, Haywood did a good job of getting into the body of Beatty, and Haywood at the line continued to be perfect from the free throw line and be having a very efficient offensive game tonight in the reserve role.
Definitely, this is his best game so far since rejoining the team, and this is the Joey Haywood that the fans are used to.
So that's Haywood again knocking down the free throw. 84-72.
He's got 10 now today.
1:18 left. Haywood with his 10th point. I do believe that's the first time he's hit the double-digit mark.
It is this season, yes.
This season. As Melvin Johnson is about to go to the free throw line to shoot two. Johnson rattles in the first. As I'm being joined now, a special guest to the Halifax area, Coach Ken Carter. Welcome to the broadcast, Coach.
Thank you very much, young man.
So it's a pleasure having you on. First time to the Maritimes?
No, I sat here 10 years ago. I came here.
Okay.
And I told the kids that I was going to come back 10 years almost to the day.
All right.
So it's funny when they found out in the newspaper that I was coming back. I've been getting calls all week, so it's been excellent.
Well, welcome back, and I'm glad you can join us here for a few minutes. So we just want to talk briefly about, the things that you have done. You have a book, Yes, Sir, Yes, Ma'am, Yes, Sir. Talk a little bit about that book.
Well, the book is about, my life and what it took to get us successful. And the boys really didn't understand that it's just little simple things we do to be successful. And so now we're just going forward with the book and sharing it across the world.
And those 12 principles, talk about those 12 principles just a little bit in depth for the fans out there that are unfamiliar with your book and the work that you do.
Well, you always got to have accountability, integrity. You got to be a great follower before you ever can be a great leader. And you have to be a part of a team. You understand? And see, people have to realize if you get 1% better a day in 100 days, you're 100% better. So you got to be able to like the person you're looking at in the morning when you're looking in the mirror.
And you're from Marlin, Texas, and I was taking a look at your bio, and I couldn't help to notice the nickname for your town. Hot mineral water.
Yes, it is. You know, and it's funny. I had no intentions of moving to Texas. I was in California, and we was doing the movie, and I was driving through Texas, and I turned on Carter Street in this little town.
Right.
And the next street was Kenneth. And I was been looking for a school in the middle of Kenneth and Carter was a school that was vacant for 25 years.
Oh, okay.
Just for me. And I purchased it, and now we have the Coach Carter Impact Academy.
Yeah, so speak a little bit about your Impact Academy.
Well, we have for junior high school boys, 64 of them live on campus. We go to school basically for 12 hours a day. And kids who have failed in other schools, they come to my school, and all of a sudden they become honor roll students.
Right.
Because we spend 12 hours a day in school.
So that must mean a very high graduation rate.
Yes, sir. Hands down. You know, this is the thing. When you give kids discipline, sir, amazing things happen. When your expectations go up, amazing things happen. And when you give them a little bit of guidance, it changes everybody's life.
Right.
So the tide raises all boats.
The Miracles trying to fight back into this one. Is this your first game here at the National Basketball League of Canada? What do you think?
Yes, it is. This is excellent. I had a chance to talk to the young men earlier tonight, and we got them all fired up. And, man, they are playing well. I mean, they are passing the ball, playing well. And what they're up now? They're up what?
Yeah, they're up. They're 85-77. Yep. It's an 8-point lead.
Yep. So they're up 8. And at one point they was up 20. And people don't understand. You can't keep a 20-point lead when the teams are equally balanced.
Basketball's a game of runs.
Yes, and coach is doing a great job over there of playing the players who are really playing well together.
So the fans out there, just give us a little bit about your inspirational speech, your locker room speech just before the game.
Oh, we had them fired up. Yeah, we had them fired up. It was good. It was absolutely awesome. And see, I really, really love this game. And, you know, I think you have to mix a lot of emotion with what you do. And that's how you become really successful no matter what you're doing.
So with your school and everything that you do and doing all your different appearances, speak a little bit about the things you do in the United States outside of the school.
Well, this is the thing. Now I'm shooting my own movies. I have my own production company.
Okay.
And we're going to actually shoot a movie here in Halifax, here in Nova Scotia.
Can you give us the inside scoop on what the movie's about?
It's going to be kind of like American Idol. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm looking for real talent.
Right.
And I'm going to take them back with me to Hollywood.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're going to win a talent. We're going to follow. We did this in Kansas City, Missouri. We followed these kids through their lives. And the winner came back to California with me, and now they have a record that will be released in July.
Okay.
And these kids, no skill whatsoever. I met them in elevators and every place else.
Right.
Trained them up, coached them up, and now they're movie stars.
So how would the raw talent or the potential talent get involved here in the Halifax?
No, it's going to be in the newspapers, and we're going to have a casting call.
Okay.
So you come out and show us your stuff. You got to be on.
What do you think the numbers are going to be? Because that's probably going to be huge. You're probably going to get a lot of potentials from the Atlantic region, from Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island. You might even tap into Newfoundland or have some people trickling down from Quebec.
Yeah, and so that's what we're looking to make people
That's
stars.
what you're looking for.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're looking to make people stars because guess what? There's talent everywhere. You just got to search it out and then polish it a little bit. You know what I mean? So it's good.
So I don't want to keep you. I know you want to enjoy the game and you got other things you need to do. Lastly, what would be your message to a young athlete, young female, a young boy out there that may be having, some troubles with their life? What would be the message would you tell them?
It's just to give great service, sir. I tell people not all of us can become famous, but each and every one of us can become great because greatness is defined by the service that we give to others. We just got to give great service. And so you have to always do more than what you're paid for as investment in your future. You know, so when you bless other people, giving starts to receiving.
Right. Well, I'm blessed, and thank you, sir.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Coming
You're
on.
awful young.
I try my best.
You guys are babies here.
we're trying our best. We're trying to hook our horns onto something that is called broadcasting, but we love this league, and we would do this job for free, and we do it every time for
Man,
free.
it is absolutely excellent. These boys are playing extremely well, and guess what? I really think if they play like they're playing, they're going to win this league. They have that much talent.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you, young man.
And that was Ken Carter. Coach Carter, that is, to most of the folks out there that don't know, but now you do know, a little insight on what Coach Carter does. So, go back to the game here, the fourth quarter. We have 88-79. A little bit of the action missed here, but a great sit-down one-on-one with Ken Carter from the famous movie Coach Carter and his book, Yes Ma'am, No Sir, the 12 Essential Steps for Successful Life. Shots no good. As Matt Elliott joins us back to the fold, and a jumper that's good, banging it down, and Leon Sutton connects from beyond the arc. So a little one-on-one there with Ken Carter, Matt. Back and forth basketball, got a little bit out of track of calling the game, more on the one-on-one interview there with the great coach. But both of these teams continue the fight here in the fourth quarter. Miracles are not letting up.
Nope, they're not. And you can see now, it's an 8-point lead, right? So they're slowly chipping away. They're just, right now, they're playing a little bit better basketball, I'd say the last few minutes for sure, than Halifax is. I don't want to say that Halifax let up or took it too easy. I'm not too sure what it was. But Moncton refuses to go away, and they continue to chip away at the lead. And if Halifax doesn't wake up a little bit, they may find themselves in another tight game.
Yeah, the largest lead on the evening for the Hurricanes has been 19. And they have saw that lead dwindle by multiple runs by the Miracles. And it looked like, as you mentioned in that first quarter, that things were probably going to get out of hand and turn into a bloodbath, but the Miracles fought back, and they're right in it here.
Yeah, they are. And you look at the numbers, almost like it's a reversal of the second and the third. The Miracles dropping 32 points in the third quarters to the Canes only dropping 23. Basically, that's what the first two quarters looked like for the Canes with 30 points.
Kearney now with the blow-by. Try to beat the shot clock, but misses. Picked up and corralled there by Billy White. Joey Haywood continuing to give quality minutes for the Hurricanes tonight. Dribble handoff to Mason. Mason, the blow-by, contact on Johnson. Not there, rebound by Beatty. Beatty racing out in the open floor. Beatty through the contact, can't finish, but he'll go to the line to shoot two. So both teams looking to be very aggressive of getting the ball to the basket and attacking the rim.
Yeah, and a good job of Beatty for drawing that foul, but I can't blame Mason. That was pretty good defense. He just didn't get the call. But you don't want to give him those points, those easy points.
Definitely want to make him earn it, especially in the fourth quarter from the free throw line. As Haywood goes to the bench along with Cox. Clintscales checks in. And so does Kareem Canty, and it looks like Taquan Zimmerman's looking to get back in as well. So the first miss from the free throw line by Beatty, and he misses both. So a missed opportunity to get a little bit closer in this one. 8-point lead, just under 10 minutes to go in the fourth.
Yeah, definitely missed opportunity. He hits both those shots. You've got a two-possession game now.
Canty thought about it. Johnson staying in front of him. Blow by though. Johnson with the contact. So good defensive play there by Johnson as he tried to stay in front of the quicker Canty. Kearney thought about it. Sutton fires, but he stepped on the sideline, and another missed opportunity in consecutive trips for the Miracles as Zimmerman checks back. And Kareem Canty will go to the bench. as we have a stoppage in play, and I'm not sure why, but play ensues now, as I think they were waiting for Canty to finally make his way to the bench.
He's taking his time.
Billy, closely guarded by Beatty. Clinkscales inside the CJ. CJ faces up Mitchell. Jumper's good. Watson bangs down the jumper as he faced up Mitchell. Mitchell not closing out all the way. Mitchell back the other way though. Good blow by CJ. Tit for tat on that trip.
Yeah, back and forth. Again, there's a lot of fight in this Miracles team.
Still remains an 8-point lead. Billy fires from 3. Too strong, rebound by Kearney. Sutton now crosses the timeline. Gets a screen from Mitchell. Sutton inside alley-oop. Shot's no good as Tim Mitchell unable to corral it and finish at the rim. So multiple opportunities for the Miracles to get within striking distance. Just not paying dividends as they can't execute offensively.
And that was a great look down there by Sutton. Oh yeah.
Good pump fake there by CJ as Mitchell closing out all the way.
That's
got to
be
like
5
he body
on him.
checks. Yeah, that's the 5th personal on Mitchell. As Malik Sealy checks back, and Brendan Kearney will go to the bench for the Miracles. 92-84, just under 8 minutes to go here in the 4th. Hurricanes trying to get a win, get back into the win column, and avoid 2 straight. They haven't lost 2 straight on the season. Entering this contest with a 13-3 mark, tops in the Atlantic Division, and a moving screen call.
No, that was called on the offense. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
And it looks like it's on Tim Mitchell, and that's it for night for him.
Wow.
And that's a huge turn of events for the Miracles, as Coach McKeskey looking for an explanation as he has a quick chat with the crew chief, Ryan Lutz. As Theo Davis has to come back.
That's a tough loss for the Miracles.
The big man, Tim Mitchell, with some quality minutes tonight for Coach McKeskey. And up, Lob City!
Oh, wow.
And that's on Tyron Beatty. You just been posterized.
I think Clinkscales heard me say earlier in the game that he was a close second to Kareem Canny. Uh-oh, looks like we got a tee.
And that's on Coach McKeskey. Not happy about the officiating all night. And finally, he gets ringed up by Brent Stalker.
It's bound to happen.
You see a look in the replay. Too much space for Clinkscales as he's able to connect the Lob City with Billy. And Billy drops the hammer down on Tyron Beatty and then gives him the Mutombo finger wave. 7:15 left, 10-point lead for the Hurricanes.
And an ill-timed tech for Coach McKeskey. Obviously, sometimes as a coach, you want to get that tech to get your team fired up. But when you're making your way into the last part of the 4th quarter and you're trying to make a comeback, you can't afford those points. Shooting himself in the foot there with that tech more than anything, I'd say.
Absolutely. You want to make your opposition earn every point, especially when we're getting into winning time. Collision at the rim there between Beatty and CJ, and now CJ will go to the line to shoot too. And CJ knocks down both of them. Collision underneath the basket there on Theo Davis, and he picks up his 3rd as Russell Bird races to the score table. As Tyron Beatty will go to the bench. Bird Really haven't heard a lot from him this second half after going 3 for 3 from distance and knocking down shots from beyond the arc in that first quarter, but he hasn't had that offensive output in the second half, man.
Yeah, he slowed right down. I mean, he was a man on fire starting out the game. 3 straight three-pointers. Then he was 4 of 6 at one point. Had the team on his back, but he's really quieted down.
Story, blow by, left hand, can't get it to go as the shot was altered there by CJ.
Whoop.
And the ball comes right inside the broadcast booth. And I played with the basketball and I thought I was a pro. Let's try to make an attempt from this distance.
I thought you were going to get it on the court.
As Clint Scales said, I'll have that.
Yeah, he did.
We need it for the next 6 minutes. We'll give it back to you after it's over. Johnson. Dribble handoff to Sutton. Some contact here, and it's called a pushing call. A push call there on Clint Scales, and it will remain Miracle's possession with 14 on the shot clock. And we have a timeout on the floor, a media timeout, 5:54 left. Hurricanes, 13-point lead, 97-84. Fans, will just get you up to date here on the upcoming schedule of the Hurricanes as they will head out on the road after tonight and take on the cross-divisional foes in the Central Division, that is. The KW Titans, they'll visit Kitchener-Waterloo, and then they'll make their way towards the Orangeville A's and finish it up in London versus the Central Division leading London Lightning before heading back home here on Wednesday, February the 22nd versus the Moncton Miracles. So a 3-game road trip in the Central Division, a tough one coming up.
Very
as
tough.
They will try their hand for the first time to go on the road and see if they can continue this momentum, as they have 3 very tough opponents on that 3-game road trip, man.
Yeah, especially the London Lightning. They've been surging lately. That's a really strong team that we haven't played yet this season, so I'm interested to see how that goes.
So, timeout on the floor. Both teams looking to regroup and reset and make some adjustments. For the Miracles, they continue the fight down as much as 19. This 19-point lead has been the largest lead thus far for the Canes this evening. But with every run, the Miracles have been able to respond and get this lead down to single digits. At one point, they led by a small margin of 2 that was brief. But since then, the Hurricanes been able to do pretty much what they want offensively.
Yeah, they've had their way. Moncton hasn't gone away. Looked like they were going to make a real close game, but they've started to, I don't want to say fall apart, but they're letting Halifax kind of get away with it, minus that 3-pointer that he just dropped right in my face there. But
yeah, Melvin Johnson connecting from beyond the arc, cutting this lead down to 10. So they continue the fight. They can get those looks there from Melvin Johnson. They might be successful of battling back all the way here. Hurricanes, though, have to respond.
oh, good
3
D.
ball is blocked and a lot of contact underneath and beating the shot clock. There was a lot of contact underneath between CJ and Russell Bird. No call, though.
Coach McKeskey not happy about that.
It's back up to 12.
Ref's happy to let him play it.
A lot of physical play being let go in this one. As Melvin Johnson able to fight his way inside the painted area and draws the contact, and he'll go to the line to shoot too. You can see underneath there, looked like he was pulled away from the rim, was Russell Bird, not able to get that rebound. Jeez, Huge hand fight between him and CJ. I'm surprised they didn't call that. That was definitely missed. You could see just a little bit of it in that replay. That Russell Bird's progress was being impeded because his left arm was being yanked.
Refs are happy to let him play it out, I guess. But yeah, you're right. That was a missed call in there.
Johnson knocks down
have
both.
An easy finish there.
An easy deuce in transition. So Johnson with consecutive buckets. Coming out of that timeout, the Miracles on a 7-0 run. Excuse me, 7-2 run. 99-91.
Nowhere to go.
Mason slashing, contact, and he'll go to the line to shoot two. Contact came late on the help line by Theo Davis, and Antoine Mason will go back to the free throw line looking to extend this lead. 4:28 left, and that's called on a correction. It looks like it was on Russell Bird, as Bird was called for the push. But it looked like Theo Davis definitely finished Antoine Mason. So a big loss, another
running out of
key
players.
point. Yeah, another key point in this game, in the cog. Wheeling, I mean, see, right now, Russell Bird's gone. I mean, the three-point shooting, the inside-outside game is definitely gone. The big man checked out. Tim Mitchell, he was lost here in the fourth, as Mason misses the first. And now you have one of your most prolific three-point shooters in Russell Bird, who's done an outstanding job tonight, knocking that shot from distance down. He's gone for the game. So now you got to rely on Tyjon Beatty, but Beatty's been a starter all season long, and he's been very good for the Miracles.
Yeah, Beatty's a solid player.
And he's having a very solid game this evening as well. Blitzscales with the pull-up. Shot strong, rebound though by Malik Story. Story back the other way. Gives it to Sutton. Sutton fires. Shot short though, kicked around. Sutton can't come up with it, and the Hurricanes have numbers in the open floor.
Great give
Billy
back
with the two-handed hammer. Wanted the foul though, and it forces the timeout by McKeskey. Has missed opportunities for the Miracles to creep into this. As you can see in the replay, a 4-on-1 coming back the other way, and Billy with the easy two-handed flush. Unselfish basketball being displayed by the Hurricanes, but that's no surprise. We have seen it all season long, Matt.
We sure have. Yeah, that's it was a great give back, Mason. He would have had a good chance at those 2 points for himself. Saw an opportunity to make a nice pass to Billy, who was trailing, who got 2 points of his own. So really good unselfish basketball by this Hurricanes team.
3:54 left in the fourth. 102-91. Hurricanes trying to set the tone on their 3-game road trip. Heading out after tonight, next week, where they'll go to the Central Division and take on 3 tough opponents, the Titans, the A's, and finish up the road trip at Budweiser Gardens, a place where they're averaging almost 7,000 fans a game.
Wow.
That is tops within the National Basketball League of Canada.
Yeah, I would say so. That's great attendance.
So fans, stay engaged. Everything Halifax Hurricanes, everything NBL Canada. We go down one last time how you can stay engaged with your Canes and your favorite team. Hurricanes website at halifaxhurricanes.ca. Their Twitter, Instagram handle, HFX Hurricanes. Facebook page at Halifax Hurricanes. And for the NBLC, their website, nblcanada.ca, along with their Instagram, NBL_Canada, and their Twitter at NBL Canada, as well as their Facebook, NBL Canada. So back to the action here in the fourth quarter. Just under 4 minutes to go, 102-91, Hurricanes lead. And a reaching call on Clint Scales, and he's not happy with that decision by the crew chief, Ryan Lutz. That's the team foul number 5 for the Hurricanes.
The refs are hearing about it today.
Story now tries to save it off the body of the Hurricane. It looks like he got the deflection off Washington. It will remain Miracle's possession. 8 seconds on the shot. 3:33 left in the game.
Good
and
inbound.
A beautiful cut on that inbound as Melvin Johnson was able to weave through traffic and pick up the easy deuce.
Yeah, it's a nice play off that inbounds there. Good job getting himself open underneath the basket for an easy 2.
Lead back down to 9. Billy facing up Beatty. Drives left, kicks it out to Zimmerman. Zimmerman fires, bang! And he connects. Zimmerman knocking down the triple. Great decision by Billy as he was able to beat Beatty to the paint, draw the double team, and was able to kick it out to Zimmerman, and Zimmerman knocking it down from way out.
Yeah, great shooter, Zimmerman. He's about a 40% three-point shooter so far this season.
And Johnson just making things look easy offensively. Not the quickest player with the basketball, but he sure does know what he's doing with it. It's a beautiful spin move through traffic, split the defense and banking it off the window.
Yeah, he definitely knows how to score. That's 29 for him tonight.
Beatty now in transition. Kicks it out. Johnson fires from 3. Bang, silk. Splash, that's all I can say for Johnson.
And they
Man,
will
he's
not go
turning it
away.
up. He is definitely turning it up offensively. I'm not sure if he knows there's a sense of urgency that they need his type of offense, but he's continuing to turn it up. Somebody needs to check Johnson right now
Yeah.
if you're on the court here for the Canes. 105-98. As you mentioned, they are continuing the fight and battle back in this one as Billy's call for the offensive foul as he got tangled up with Tadron Beatty.
So 8-point lead, 2 minutes left. With shooter like Johnson, that you can make a comeback with a guy like him. Normally, this would be the time to bring in a healthy Joey Haywood. Would be a good matchup with someone like Johnson because of his speed. But where he's tweaked that hamstring, I don't think that we'll see that.
We have a moving screen off the ball, and that'll be on Beatty. And McKeskey, he's not standing up now, he's sitting down, so he doesn't want to force the issue because the next technical, he's going to hit the showers early.
He's gonzo, and they need those points. After this, they should be into the bonus.
105-98, just under 2 minutes. CJ swings it to Mason. Mason with the blow by. He's met inside the paint. There is Beatty as he stood his ground. Mason looking for the foul, not complaining as he usually doesn't.
Coach Leslie's doing it for him.
1:45 left now, 105-98. 14 on the shot clock. Clint Scales inbound. Zimmerman closely guarded by Johnson. Back to CJ, and CJ looks like he's going to call for too many steps. So the help between Davis and Beatty pays off dividends on this defensive trip down. Sutton, pull up, no good. Rebound by CJ. So a missed opportunity, an empty trip for the Miracles, something that they cannot afford right now.
Yeah, it didn't look like they had anything drawn up to go with. There was no one moving but Sutton. He didn't get the best shot off.
Clint Scales with a rifle pass to Billy, and Billy finishes.
There's very few guys in the league that could find that spot like Clint Scales just did.
Outstanding pass through traffic as Clint Scales was able to find Billy. Second, third chance coming as Billy picks up the loose ball. Miracles turn it over. Clint Scales in transition. He pulls it out. Under a minute. Canes not in a hurry here.
Smart choice, smart choice.
9-point lead.
Billy looks like he's favoring his hand there.
Clint Scales going to hold it here. Try to go one-on-one against Sutton. Clint. Pull up. Shot's too strong. Loose ball picked up by CJ, and that should do it. As the Hurricanes looking to hold it out. As we have a stoppage in the play, and it looks like Malik Story is coming up. It looks like he's hurt. Looks like his right knee potentially, or his rib cage. He's definitely in some physical discomfort though. As Coach McKeskey is calling for timeout. As he might want to check on Malik Story as he's favoring his left rib cage, making his way towards the bench.
I don't know if they have many left on the bench. Do have Cordell Gianti.
Gianti is not seeing any action this evening.
No.
We've seen very little action out of Stotts. Jatili, who started, we've seen him. He's made some contributions offensively, and Brendan Kearney, the new acquisition, he's played some quality minutes as well.
Yeah, I don't know much about Kearney, but he's put in some good minutes here. So coach has some good guys to pull off the bench. He's got to come up with some good plays here now though, because he's under a minute to go, down 9 points. So if you got a rabbit up your trick up your sleeve, time to pull it out. Side note, those of you Halifax basketball diehard fans will remember Cordell Gianti as a former Halifax Rainman for a couple years.
As the Kiss Cam is alive and well here at Scotiabank Center. The atmosphere a lot more upbeat and positive 24 hours later.
Oh yeah, definitely
as
a difference.
The Highlanders were able to come in to Scotiabank and shock the Scotiabank faithful, the Hurricane faithful, and get it done last night, 91-88. That's all erased and that's all forgotten now, as the Hurricanes have 21.5 seconds left and counting to get this done.
Great inbounds, great follow-up by CJ.
And that's what you want when you're coming out of a timeout if you're the Hurricanes. Johnson fires from three, but it's a little too late. Contact between Mason and Kearney.
109-98, 8.5 seconds left to go.
Just inbound it and hold it out. And they'll break up that one-game loss. So the Hurricanes avoid losing two straight, a thing that we have not been accustomed to this season, and move their record to 14-3.
That's right. And like we said at the beginning of the game, that's an important win for them because you want that momentum going into a difficult three-game road swing in the Central Division against some tough teams, especially the London Lightning.
So the Hurricanes get it done here at Scotiabank Center. Now they'll head out on the road in the Central Division and take on the Titans, the A's, and the Lightning before returning back here on Wednesday, February the 22nd, where they'll take on the Moncton Miracles. So 109-98 for Matt Elliott. I'm Vince Williams saying so long from Scotiabank.